I think he spoke really well there, Ryan Mason, about his best friend, Harry Kane, and what it was like to manage and certainly to play with him. But, I mean, he said there that he is the best player in the Premier League. I think he's up there in terms of one of the best players. Certainly think he's one of the best centre-forwards in the world. I think Lewandowski probably pips him a little bit. But he has been sensational, Harry Kane. And you said it a little bit earlier, Cricky. I do think he's kind of earned the right to go out elsewhere and win trophies, because these type of centre-forwards don't come around too often. If you look at his numbers, it's actually quite scary at the rate that he scores. And I mean, what is it, 3 golden boots already and a World Cup golden boot? He just won the assist competition. I mean, he just goes from strength to strength.
Yeah, he does. Was that his best friend Ryan Mason, who hasn't asked him about his next move?
Why
in the
is he so sceptical?
Market?
Why is he a bit
I'm not sure I believe that. I'm not sure I believe that.
It's annoyed you because he said that he's the best player in the Premier League, and you love Bruno. Oh, Bruno. That's why you're fuming about Harry Kane.
Listen, I think he's got a claim to be the best player in the Premier League this season. I think for me it would be Ruben Diaz probably, and we'll come on to that later. But yeah, 23 goals, 1 ahead of Mohamed Salah, 14 assists, 35 games played. And for me, there have been times this season when we've said that maybe Harry Kane doesn't look fully fit. He's had 1 or 2 niggly injuries, and he's still recorded those kind of numbers. And let's face it, a bang average Tottenham team. I mean, if you take Harry Kane out of that Tottenham team, as they'll probably have to do this summer, there's not much there, is there? I mean, Son on his day, people have called him world class. I don't think he is world class.
I'm with you on that.
I think he's a very good player, but part of that is because of his relationship with Harry Kane. So again, if you lose Harry Kane, is Son going to step up and record those kind of numbers? Probably not, I would suggest. The goalkeeper, to me, is error-prone now. The whole back four almost needs replacing. Højbjerg has done okay. He was quite popular with Tottenham fans at the start of the season, but they're not so happy with him now. If Harry Kane does go, it's going to take more than that transfer fee to revamp that Tottenham team, I'll tell you that.
Well, wow, James is a Spurs fan. We can kind of see what he thinks in terms of where Spurs are. James?
Hi, guys.
Aidan, you okay?
I was just thinking that Chelsea fan, if he would be where Tottenham are now, God knows what he would do. They're in the Champions League final, they're at 4th place, and they were in the FA. I mean, I think that Tottenham are in the worst position. I mean, I've been supporting Tottenham for 50 years, and I don't remember, even when we were relegated, a more vacant time. It is extremely depressing, and I think Harry Kane will go, and good luck to him. But the problem is, we don't have a director of football. We don't have anybody that is going to invest that money that we know properly. We got this guy who says he doesn't like the transfer window, Hitchens, I think his name is, and I don't blame Brendan Rodgers for not wanting to come to Tottenham. But to be honest, I wouldn't want him, because he's been shown to have, at the final hurdle, missed the boat twice. And I think Nuno Espirito Santos, I think he's the man, because he can organise a defence. And as you just rightly said, our defence doesn't even exist. It's just an embarrassment. And I don't know where we go, but you could replace literally 8 players in our team. And I just wonder whether we can do that.
James, totally agree with you. Apart from the Brendan Rodgers thing, I just want, I think last 2 seasons, I think Tottenham, we'd want to make the final hurdle, to be honest, at the moment. But
yeah, I agree. Obviously.
Do you not feel, obviously Brendan Rodgers ruled himself out, do you not feel Brendan would be a better option than Nuno?
I think Brendan Rodgers would be better if Daniel Levy, which he's not going to do, said to Brendan Rodgers, here, on top of Harry Kane's fee, there's going to be another £100 million. And you, with your people, can decide who you buy. It is up to you, Brendan. And here's a 5-year contract, £15 million a year. Brendan Rodgers would come to Tottenham tomorrow. But that's not going to happen. And the problem is, and that's where Daniel Levy has got a big problem, because anybody who knows that Tottenham have got the opportunity to do something, knows that inherently they're stuck with these people who Pochettino wanted to get rid of, Mourinho wanted to get rid of. And it's just embarrassing. We have no midfield. The only reason we're able to maybe score like today is because you've got Bale and Kane, and sometimes they're going to do something brilliant. But we have absolutely no midfield. We don't control the game. We don't hold the ball. I don't know what Darren Bent thinks. I mean, Harry Redknapp's team makes this team look like from a championship. Like they're in the championship. It is embarrassing, and I don't know where we go. I really don't.
Yes.
Do you guys have any ideas?
I mean, listen, and James, that's a great call there. It's the only thing I'd say about Nuno is that he's very pragmatic in terms of kind of defensive minded and then going forward. And I don't think Spurs fans enjoy watching that type of football. They like someone who's on the front foot, who like a Brendan Rodgers, all out attack, plays some really good stuff. But there are some serious problems there. That it's not even serious problems because it's not, because Spurs are still a very big club that can attract very good players. So I think, but you do need a window where you've got to maybe get some out and get some new blood in. A little bit like the start of the Pochettino reign, where he got some players in. People didn't quite know too much about Pochettino. Gets the job. Look what he transformed him into. So I think maybe they might have to take that approach again.
Yeah, I agree. And look, I like Nuno. And I said this a few weeks ago. Nuno would be a good coach for Tottenham. But out the two of them, if they had Brendan Rodgers and Nuno, I'd go for Brendan.
Sorry, Daz, what are you shaking your head at?
He's not having it, is he?
He's not. What is wrong with you today?
Have you watched Wolves this season?
This season, they lost Jota, then they lost Jimenez. They signed Fabio Silva, who I don't think was a Nuno signing, by the way. I think that come from the top. And, they signed him to he's raw. They signed him to learn off Jimenez, who got injured. He's been thrown straight in.
Willian Jose.
Again, a relatively poor signing.
Listen, if these were signings on the South Coast, he'd be buzzing off them.
Let's face it, Nuno finished.
One of them guys.
He finished 7th twice, got to the Europa League quarterfinals. He's done a good job this season. Okay, so that's why I say this season. If you had Brendan Rodgers or Nuno, you'd go for Brendan, of course, but don't rule him out. I think he is now being.
I will rule him out because he's not going.
But
how do you know?
He's not going to Tottenham.
How do you know?
Because he's not on their list.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. People could turn them down, And the problem with Nuno is he's known as a mid-table manager now, and I don't think any manager wants to be known as that. So
Tottenham are mid-table clubs.
Well, exactly, but he can take them to the next level. He can try, and he can bring a few players. He likes bringing players with him. If Harry Kane leaves, if Jimenez is fully fit, maybe he could come with him. So you can't rule him out in terms of would he do a good job at Tottenham. But out the two, I would obviously pick Brendan.
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree with you there. I'm going to go Brendan as well.